Please help me welcome on stage our next guest, Philipp Weber.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's not true. I'm not the founder of Bansko, but I'm one of the co-owners.
Oh, the co-owners. Thank you.
So, hello everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining my speech. My name is Philipp Weber, but you can call me Pelé. I'm from Switzerland, and believe it or not, but I never had a real job. Unless you call being a clown a job. But I have a big vision. I want to create 3 million Nomad Fests around the world in the next 20 years. Every little village should have its own Nomad Fest in the future. Who of you has grown up in a village? So we have already 5 Nomad Fests we can create. 2,999,000. Yeah, we have, exactly. We're a step further. But first need to find out how that really works. But I'm a bit a sad clown, actually. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah, I'm a bit a sad clown. Why? I mean, it feels sometimes in this world as if some of us would have left the cave just 3 months ago. Doing a war in 2022, how stupid is that? Sorry about that. It's really sad. I mean, come on. We have AI, we have all these crazy inventions, arts, whatever, and we're making war in 2022. This is so ridiculous. But I've observed something very interesting that I want to share with you. This is I'm amazing in doing presentations, so please don't laugh, but when I look at the other presentations, they're always so fancy, and mine are like a schoolboy, but try to concentrate on the content, please. So what I observed when photography was invented, very interesting. What happened afterwards? Artists didn't try to create realistic paintings anymore. They started with Impressionism, Neo-Impressionism, Surrealism, Cubism. So they realized, hey, we cannot compete with the machine. We cannot do any better than the photography. So they started to create their own reality. So that means kind of technical invention doesn't only change how we behave, it also changes us as human beings. So what's going to happen now with AI? I mean, it's totally crazy what happens now, no? Suddenly, most tasks we don't need to do anymore. Where is Alex here? Is he not here today? So probably he's playing with his AI somewhere at home. But Alex promised us that we don't need to do work anymore now. AI does most of the work. We only need to think, connect, meet, go to Nomad Fests. Let's meet at the Nomad Fests at the weekends, and then we do our prompts for the week, and during the week we just relax. No? That's going to be the future. But it's interesting, what is going to happen as well that way? Is it going to create better humans out of us? Or are we going to say, we don't need to be intelligent anymore. We don't need to have knowledge anymore. No, we now only do the creative part. The part where people come together, where we use our energies, learn from each other. That's all things we do at the Nomad Fest. I think that's going to change the world. So let me bring you a little bit chaos into my presentation now. I felt I'm in Greece, then I need to bring a little bit philosophy. We also have our philosophers, even if I'm Swiss and not German, but so Nietzsche was saying, one must have still little bit chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. So that's a bit what I meant before. Like, we create new things not with the logos. We create things by disruption, by chaos, by feeling the energy of other people and feeling like, wow, let's do something together. And that is what exactly happens at the Nomad Fests. And that's why I want to bring you all to the Nomad Fests. Who of you has been to a Nomad Fest already? This doesn't count yet. When you come to the next one, we give you a stamp. That counts then. So, no, that's too further. So, let me tell you a bit about myself and why I have such a great vision and believe I can bring 3 million Nomad Fests to the world. I actually would like to join you all to change this movement. It's going to be a movement, I believe in that. And I want to empower us all, and I want you to help us empower all to create Nomad Fests around the world. It's actually not so much, 3 millions. Like if you have now 10, and then again 10, we multiply it by 10 every year. We're in like 6 or 7 years, we are at 3 million. So let's do it, guys. Easy, no? Who is in? Good. Let me tell you a bit about my story. So my vision was always bringing together people. I started my own summer camps in 2007. 29 kids came to my university town in Switzerland, learning French and German. It was one of the best feelings of my life when I first created something, not just being a clown. So it was amazing. But the best thing about it was that I realized soon it's not only about learning a language, it's about empowering kids. Parents called me and said, Philipp, you know what? My kid in these 2 weeks, he got so much more mature, that's amazing. By 2017, I already had nearly 1,000 kids. And I bought my first place. And that was a game changer. That was really cool starting to do the summer camps in our own places. And then I read about this guy here in my preferred newspaper in Switzerland. I read daily about someone opened a coliving in Switzerland. I was like, what is that, a coliving? But that sounds quite cool. So in 2020, we had already 5 different places in Switzerland, hotels, group houses, hostels, and what happened? The pandemic hit, So the Chinese didn't want to come anymore, the Russians didn't want to come anymore, the Ukrainians not anymore. And I was a bit like, so many empty beds, that doesn't feel very good. But then I met this amazing guy from Holland. He came as a ski teacher, and you can imagine, as a Swiss, you're like, a Dutch ski teacher? But he was so cool. We had such a great vibe together. He was very similar like me, down to earth. He loved hitchhiking, hiking, being together with people, and we said, let's start a coliving as well. So we started Coliving Revolution. But then we checked and realized, wow, digital nomads bringing to Switzerland, it's maybe not the easiest idea. We are one of the most expensive countries in the world, and as we all know, digital nomads are very savvy. And then, 2022, we heard about this place in Bulgaria. And we were like, what? Bansko? Where the fuck is Bansko? And Nomad Fest, what do they really do there? And we went there for 7 days, and it was totally life-changing. It was the best 7 days of my life. So amazing. And you know what? I realized I found my summer camps for adults. That's what I've been looking for all my life. As a way how to empower adults. It was so powerful for me, honestly. And I went to the founder and said, man, what are you doing here? This is mind-blowing. This is so crazy, so good. Do that everywhere, all around the world. And he was like, yeah, I think it's cool, but I don't know. So 2023, we went back to Bansko, and then together with some people, we have here one person, and Masha is one of the co-owners, we bought the Nomad Fest in Bansko. We then, 2 months later, did also the Nomad Fest in Switzerland. It wasn't that hard. We just told everybody in Bansko, hey, come to Switzerland. So we suddenly had 50 people in Switzerland. And we started to realize this is going to be a movement. We did then also a Nomad Fest teaser with Christoph in Tallinn, Estonia. We did something in Brazil after the Nomad cruise. And I realized this is really something that this is my vocation. I want to make that grow. It's so powerful. But then, what is then a Nomad Fest really? It's a gathering of people to exchange ideas. It's an authentic participation and engagement. It's a growing and breaking out of your comfort zone. And the magic you bring in, that's very important. And for me, the heart piece of every Nomad Fest is the unconference. Who knows what's an unconference? That's the funny thing. A lot of people have never heard about it. It's the best thing in the world, the unconference, honestly. In Bansko, on Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock, everybody meets in the park and we start the unconference pitching. So everybody has 1 minute to talk about what he wants to do during the week, a half an hour unconference. Someone talked about problems with my mother-in-law. I want to talk about it a little bit. Someone else said, like, I want to hear about chronic illnesses. Others talked about SEO, marketing, whatever. But the cool thing is afterwards you have half an hour peer-to-peer meetings during the week where people can exchange ideas and learn from each other. That's super powerful. Other things we do on the Bansko Nomad Fest is the Shark Tank competition, a pitching competition, a talent show. We had this year one woman from England working for the Telegraph. She was even older than me, 65, and she said the same. Best week in her life. She liked it so much. She said it's a new way of bringing people together. We do the storytelling night, football tournament, pool party. So actually the whole life in 1 week. And at the same time we network, learn from each other, do authentic connections. Nobody needs to do a big show in Bansko. Everybody can show who he is and show also his vulnerabilities. So now I want to show you how to do it in 3 easy steps, how to do your own Nomad Fest as well. Like, I'm super thrilled that you guys, Masha, I don't see her, and Marcos, and so do it here in in Athens. That's the first step. We need to start to do it in different places. It's great to do it in a student town because you can connect with the students. Young people are normally more open for new things. You can do it in a place like Switzerland. We did it in Switzerland as we have our own accommodations. So for us, it was a bit of a marketing thing as well. But the thing is as well, we realized we had only 50, 60 people in the first year, and we realized that's totally enough. It's not a problem at all. The idea about is that people come together, and if it's only 50 people, you have much more time you can spend per person, so you go much deeper in your connections. What I like about it as well is like the bazaar character. The Nomad Fest is not like a retreat. It's you take what you want, and you join where you want, but you don't need to be always joining. So other options where to do it is also in an old hotel somewhere in the mountains to bring people there. Another option is to do it in a tourist destination, to do it somewhere in a place in the, forget about it. But what I think it's also super interesting. I believe in the future it will be a new way of doing development work. I always wanted to do development work when I was young. I felt that would be cool and interesting and give my life a purpose. But I realized development work, how we've been doing it, doesn't really work very well. If you go to Brazil and bring a lot of money and say, you need to do it like this, that somehow doesn't work. We need to go there and meet each other on a nice level. So I have a son in Brazil. I live for 17 years. I've been living between Brazil and Switzerland. And I want to go to Brazil and do Nomad Fests there and give the opportunity to young people to join that movement, the ones that feel, wow, there is something. And that's going to be a development on a nice level. And that's going to be much more powerful. So what's next? We have a lot of things happening soon. We do a Nomad Fest in Switzerland in December, a ski boot camp. We do a Nomad Summit in Chiang Mai together with Christoph and Kai. The thing is as well, what we feel we can go in the future much more niche, do in Athens a philosophy Nomad Fest, where we talk in the morning about philosophy, religion, spirituality. In the afternoon, we have unconferences. That can be a very interesting way to learn from each other as well. A family Nomad Fest we planned in Switzerland. Thessaloniki Nomad Fest is going to happen next year in... exactly. And I believe it is a great place as well because there are students there. Uganda Nomad Fest, as I said, I would really love to do something in Brazil or Africa. Sorry? Kenya. What we did as well in Switzerland is the Speakers Academy, the Retreat, the Nomad Fest Academy in Switzerland. So that's also something that can be always part of a Nomad Fest. And the idea is as well there to create these new things, to create new speakers or help empower speakers. But as well, the Nomad Fest Academy, we did it this year, the first time in Switzerland. We had 0 participants. I was there alone and enjoyed myself a little bit. But next year we will have already 20 people. The people from the villages, they will all come next year. I'm pretty positive about that, yeah. No, but the idea is come together and learn from each other and teach each other, and that is my experience, and how did you do it, and what would you like to do, and how you do the marketing. But once again, it's a movement, and it will happen automatically. So the Nomad Fest manifesto, kind of, is to be made by us. We can define what our movement is going to be about. And I think it should be a very organically growing movement. Like, that's always the most powerful. If it's not organized by one person or by one institution, no, it needs to grow organically. And that's why as well I say 3 million. It sounds a bit bold for a Swiss because we're quite modest people. But honestly, I believe we're going to go there. When they started with football, I watched a Netflix series recently. In the early 19th century, they started to visit football games. And one guy was like, hey, I'm going to sell T-shirts. People might like T-shirts of football players. And everybody was laughing. He was like, why should you buy a T-shirt of a football player? So as Victor Hugo said, every idea has its time. And once the time has come, the idea is so powerful that there is no stopping anymore. So that's what I believe is going to happen. And that are a bit the values. We are connected, organically growing, humanistic. We want to make the world a better place. Political collaboration over competition, and we believe in the power of humans. So my mission is to create 3 million Nomad Fests around the world by 2044. And I hope you all join me. Thank you. I didn't need the phone, so yeah, that's good. Questions?
Yeah, can you do a clown trick?
Yeah, with the balloons I could, but otherwise it's too long ago, yeah.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Why 3 million? How many are there now?
How many fests?
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
20.
Yeah.
Like why not 1 million?
Sorry?
Why not 1 million? Wouldn't that be?
Because we have 3 million villages or settlements actually
in the world.
Together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Why? Like the idea is every village should have, I feel like we should, instead of just going drinking, we should meet and authentically and learn from each other for a weekend and tell each other, hey, that's how we can help each other. That's the idea now. And it doesn't need to be through this out of the movement, yeah.
Philipp, when you organize all these events, what are your biggest challenges after the booking and people arriving on the location? What are your biggest challenges as an organizer? That keep repeating, like you see a thing that, and the next time you know it's going to happen, so you you do something proactive about it.
Yeah, so that's what we, in Bansko, we come then together after the fest and we check what didn't work well. But me and my business partner in Switzerland from Holland, we have a lot of experience creating smaller events. We do 200 events per year with our summer camps, but also with the digital nomads. So scaling it to make it a little bit bigger is actually not so difficult. Of course, it's very important to have the size of the event space needs to be big enough. There needs to be toilets and food, otherwise people get hangry. That are the basics, but it's not rocket science organizing an event. The most difficult thing is always bringing people to a place, the marketing. But that is actually very easy with the nomads. Like these guys just started 3 months ago and they created a wonder. Like we're already 100 people here at the event, which is amazing, yeah. Hands up for that.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation. What's next? The fests that you listed are all very interesting to me, but I'm curious about the family one. Could you tell us a bit about the vision? What would that entail? What would that contain? Because to me, in my mind, it's a bit contradictory, family and nomad. Can you please tell us how you imagine it? Thank you.
That implements also one other question, like how the nomads and the not-nomads fit in this. No, like in Switzerland, people were like, 7 days coming to a nomad fest? Wait, no. Why should we? So there are already a lot of nomad families actually, and they would meet. But I would like to bring in also not nomads and just come together. And of course, the kids might not join all the activities. We might have some crashes, but the parents can talk about what are their challenges. I have a teenager. Teenager, as everybody knows, are a bit complicated. It's great to exchange some ideas sometimes about, okay, now I understand him. That's the idea, just the same format, just actually what would be the most basic thing in humanity, that we come together and learn from each other. So we planned something in May in Switzerland with some people we met that also have families, but it's not yet on paper. But it will come for sure soon, maybe 25, maybe 26, who knows, yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Hello. I've been to his Nomad Fest in Switzerland and I can only recommend it. But my actual question is, you make a really big difference for Bulgaria. I'm Bulgarian, and in terms of Bansko, really amazing work. What role does the government play in supporting you? Because I know they always send the representative to speak about the country, like, oh, how nice this here, but how do they actually help you with marketing, with transportation, and how do you plan to involve them more in the future?
Yeah, not too much yet. And we did a Bosnia Nomad Fest as well, and the Minister of Transport was there, coming, asking. It was really cool, actually. It was really interesting how interested they were. But I was in Brazil as well, talking with the highest Department of Tourism, and they said, look, people are thinking nomads are clowns, maybe. So it's quite hard for them to sell this and support it. No, on one hand they say, yeah, it's amazing, and they come once it's done and once it's everything organized, but that they pay and support us is not easy yet. That will take a while, yeah, I feel. I don't know exactly if we will get some more support in Bansko. Matthias, the ex-owner, always struggled working with the place because, yeah, we're a bit aliens kind of now. All nomads can relate a little bit. If you tell your friends, hey, I'm a nomad, you're like hanging on the beach and drinking caipirinhas, but no, that's not the case, as we all know.
All right. I was asking because you're already making like a difference there, not only with the Nomad Fest, but Nomads staying in the city, so you have a use case for it already ready. So in terms of this, I see great potential, but I guess Bulgaria is a place where you need to know the right people because it's not very easy to have access to such opportunities.
Yeah, and it's sometimes sad to see that they don't acknowledge it more. But yeah, it's human nature, no, that they, once everything is there and organized, they come there and say like, yeah, we from the government organized this everything, and you're like, hey, come on. But yeah, that's how it is, yeah.
All right, thank you.
One more question? Good, thank you everybody.